Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is the 2023 Toyota Crown, and this right here is a Platinum HybridMAX trim level. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what you get with this one. Now, this right here comes in just about $55,000. Now, that's no cheap money. Now, this thing replaces the Avalon, which used to be the full-size sedan that Toyota offered. But this one isn't exactly a full replacement, as you'll see in this video. And when I was sitting in here, it actually felt smaller than a Camry, and I don't know how Toyota is positioning this as an Avalon replacement, because Avalon used to be much bigger than a Camry. But in this video, I'm going to show you everything that's good and everything that's maybe bad about this one. Let's get started. And before we get started with the video, folks, I just wanted to say a huge thanks to King's Toyota here in Mason, Ohio at the King's Auto Mall for allowing me to film this video with the Crown. You're watching the video, right? Do you like it? If you like it, please give me a like and subscribe. I really need to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I'd really appreciate it if you like and subscribe. So let's start with what I really like about this car. So starting up here at the front end, you see this DRLs right here on either side. Those are actually not the only DRLs. This whole middle section is actually a DRL as well, which I didn't see earlier, but that is actually a really cool detail, and I love that part. Your safety sensors lie behind that right there. This is your front view camera, which I can show you once we get inside. And these are your button style ultrasonic parking sensors, and these are really cool matrix high and low beams. I really love them. They look really hot on this one. And this grill down here, I'm not really a fan of, but to each their own, I guess. Some people like it. So now the other thing I really like about this one is the two-tone paint level. The two-tone paint is actually only available on the Platinum trim, so you cannot get the two-tone paint in the Limited or the XLE, the other two lower trims. Now, this is one of the only ones that I actually like in the two-tone. If you look at the red one, the black really sticks out a lot, and I really don't like it. So this one actually fades well with the gray and the black here, especially with the black rims. Those are really nice as well. And while we're here, let's talk about these wheels. So these are 21-inch wheels wrapped in a 225/45 R21 tires, and these are Bridgestone Turanza tires. Obviously, this is pretty huge for this car. And this is a sedan, and I've actually never seen a sedan with 21-inch wheels, so this is absolutely insane. Now this one thing to notice is this is quite high off the ground. If you compare this to a Camry, it's definitely got quite a bit more clearance on the ground than, let's say, a Camry or a Corolla would. Now in the back here, guys, you have your Toyota logo up there, then Crown written down below it, and then right below the Toyota logo, that's your 360-degree camera, and then your Platinum logo on the right, and then your HybridMAX on the left. Now that's really important, because if you spend 52 grand on a car, you want people to know what this is. This thing's got 400 pound-feet of torque and 340 horsepower. Well, you want people to know that. That's what that means. Now, if you want to pop the trunk open, you can't press anything here. There's a button like right there. You press that, it pops it up. Now, this is not auto opening, so you gotta lift it up yourself. And here is your trunk. As you can see, there is quite a bit of space. As you can see, there's also a pass-through there. If you put the seats down, you pull these tabs right here to pull the seats down on the second row. And I don't think this is as big as the Camry's trunk is, but I think this will do just fine for most people. This on the right here actually is your 12-volt battery. Very interesting why it's back here. And then under this floor right here is your spare wheel and your jack, as well as the tools to repair a flat. If you remove this plastic, it becomes the cargo cover. So this actually is your cargo protection mat, which is really nice. And one really cool thing is, if you look up here, there's a light. So if you're messing about in your trunk at night, well, that light's got you covered. Now here's something else that's very cool. So if you lock the car by tapping that, the mirrors auto fold. That's really good. And then if you put your hand in, if you have the key on you, they auto open as well. Now this also works for these handles. Now this is rarely seen, but if you put your hand here, the car unlocks as well. So that's really good. Normally you only have this automatic sensing door handles only on the front either side, but this actually has it on all four doors, which is really good. Next up, let's look under the hood to see the beast that powers this thing. This is a 2.4 liter turbo 4-cylinder engine. I think this is the exact same one that was in the Highlander. This thing actually feels like it's almost just coming out of the engine bay. The hood actually has to scoop like this to accommodate the engine, which is probably why the battery is in the back and is not up here. Now, as I said earlier, this is your HybridMAX powertrain. Basically what that means is there's an electric motor in the back as well as on the front wheels, and this is your gasoline engine as well. And the combined output of this engine is 340 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. Now that's a lot for this sedan right here, and I think the performance in this thing is going to be unquestionable. So that's not something you're going to have to worry about. Now, because you have the high performance with this one, the fuel economy definitely suffers on this one. I'll put the fuel economy numbers up here. But if you get the smaller engine on the XLE or the limited trim, the fuel economy is definitely better. I believe it's 40 or 41 or so. So that's really good. This ones are only about 29, 30, so it does suffer a lot because of the extra power this thing has. And while we're here, I wanted to show you this metal rod that actually holds this thing in place actually attaches up here. So when you open the hood up, you pull it out, and then you're thinking, okay, where the hell does this go? Because normally it's here or somewhere over here, but I couldn't find it. So then I actually found it down there. There's a little arrow over there that shows that's where it goes. But that is actually very hidden. I had no idea that's where it goes. I was just filming this video, and look at that. There's an ambulance and a fire truck showed up over there. You know why? Because this thing is so hot, and you gotta be really careful with this. All right, so after that stupid joke, let's talk about this $55,000 interior and what you get here. So this is supposed to be soft plastic. It's not that big, so you can't really tell. Now this right here is, I'm really disappointed. This is hard plastic. This looks like leather, but it's really not. This is leather though. This is very soft. These are all one touch up and down. This car does have automatic folding side view mirrors, so you can control that with this button. And then 2-person memory seats. Thumbs up. And I'm not sure why, but there is a cup holder here, but there is no storage up here. What is behind this thing? Normally this goes all the way back here. So this is actually looks like a missed opportunity. And let's quickly just mention the seat here. So this is your power adjustable seat. This controls the seat going forward and back. This can adjust the front area over here, can go up and back. This one is your backrest, moving forward and back, and then this for your lumbar support, which actually just moves forward and back, but it does not adjust up and down. The front passenger seat is also electronically adjusting, but it does lose the lumbar support, unfortunately. Everything else is still here. On the inside here, this is the driver's seat. I was just sitting in here for about 10 minutes, and these are really comfortable. Even though these are leather seats, they are very comfortable. These are both heated and ventilated. That's really nice. And if you look over here on the center console, if I just get it right about there, you can see there's a gap there right here on this side and the other side. You can see straight through. I've never seen that before. Now what's not weird is the center console. You can open it here this way, or you can open it from there. What? In the interior of the Crown here, folks, I love that everything has buttons. Look at this, your safety systems, your media controls, your signal stock, and your Viper stock behind it, and your start-stop button right behind it. Over on the left here, you have your electronic trunk release, your fuel cap release. This is to adjust the brightness of that fully LCD driver display, which we'll talk about in a second. Your high beams, and I have no idea what this one is. If you guys know, let me know in the comments below. All right, let's start this thing up. All right, there it goes. As you can see, these are fully LCD displays. This one's fully LCD, that one's fully LCD. Hit continue. This one is super responsive, as you can see. Very good. I really like these displays. Obviously, these needs to be set up when the owner buys the car. I'm not the owner, so I can't set that up. Now here is your volume knob. Now normally when you turn the volume knob, the logo inside stays the same, but this one actually turns with the volume knob. I've never seen that before, and that's a pretty weird quirk. And I can't say this enough, but I love these buttons like this. They go up and down like that. These are so easy to use and very straightforward, and I absolutely love every car that has them. This is your heated seats and cool seats control for the driver. Same for the passenger. This is for your heated steering wheel, which is very good. Here's your wireless charger. Here's 2 USB-C ports, which is really nice. And then your park assist button, and then your 360-degree camera view button. And you press it. Shows you the view around the car. This automatically turns. You cannot control this. You can pause it and unpause it. You can also change the view to look from inside of the car. But if I put this in reverse, then the reverse camera shows up, and there's also the top-down view. And if I then put it in drive, there's also a camera at the front. These are actually pretty good quality cameras, so that gets a thumbs up. And speaking of the shifter here, This thing has bronze metal accent, just like this dash here, which is really nice detail. And then here's how this works. So if you want to park, you press this down. If you want to go into reverse, you pull this left and then go forward. If you want to put it in neutral, just hold it left. If you want to go into drive, pull back. And then if you want to do manual mode, you just pull straight back, and you can control the gears with the paddle shifters on either side here. I'll put it back in park. And then this thing also has drive modes. Look at this thing has 6 drive modes. Are you ever gonna use these 6 drive modes? Well, they're here for you if you need them. This is your parking brake, pull to engage, push to disengage, traction control on off, and then your brake hold button over here. Then your 2 fairly decent sized cup holders here. You can pull this out and make it even bigger. This interior feel manages to be high-end and cheap at the same time. I'm going to show you how. You see this is actually a bronze trim that goes all the way there and then around the vents over there and then over here as well. That's a really nice touch. It makes it really feel premium. These seats are really good, very comfortable. You have padding here on the door panel as well. But then this is plastic. This is plastic. That's plastic. This is plastic. See what I'm saying? Feels high quality and cheap at the same time. And then let's look at the center console here. Let's look inside. There's your USB-A port in case you still have devices that need that. This is your sugar lighter style power outlet. This is a small tray up here. Wow, this is good. There's a good material on here. It's pretty good detail. And then inside is actually just a normal space. It's not really that big in here. But other than that, there's really not much to talk about. It's probably 3 inches wide by 4 inches deep. And then the length is about 6 inches actually. So not too bad. And then here's your glove box. This is fairly small. I don't know what I'll be able to fit in here. But there is your air filter access behind that for your cabin air filter, which is really good. Hey, what is that? I've never seen a button like that. Trunk opener cancel. Very interesting. I don't want to press that because I have no idea what that does. Let's move on. And then up here, folks, here's your rear view mirror. Just a normal rear view mirror with a HomeLink system up here. So you can connect your garage doors. 1, 2, 3 garage doors up there. And then up here you have your LED controls as well as your SOS button right in the middle. This is your sunshade control. The sunroof in this is like a panoramic sunroof. It does not actually open, but you can open and close the sunshade, which I shall show you now. Okay, so here's your panoramic sunroof. To open it, just press the open button once, and then the sunshade retracts by itself. If you want to stop it right there, just press the close button and it stops. But let's open it all the way back up. There you go. And then one click again to close. And again, if you want to stop it, just press open wherever you want to stop it, and then it stops right there. The sunroof does not open. This is panoramic, so it just has the sunshade. Now, one thing I really want to mention about this is even though this car is really high up off the ground, you don't feel like that you're high up. So because these seats, the way they are, when you sit down and the shoulder line of the window here is actually pretty high, you feel like you're quite low until you look out and then you see, okay, you're definitely a little bit high up. And the dash is actually pretty high here as well, so that actually leads to you thinking you're actually quite low as well. Alright, so the interior on the back here, guys, this is your soft plastic, hard plastic over here, unfortunate, soft leather over here, and then your heated seat control, but unfortunately no ventilated seat in the back here. Your small JBL tweeter, and then a speaker down there as well, and then a small water bottle holder up there, and then no storage space back here. Unfortunate. Let's quickly check out the rear seat, folks. So this down here, because the battery is under the rear seats, this is the battery's cooling system filter. Shout out to the car care nut who tells you that, you got to clean this every now and again to keep your battery healthy. And then on the center console here, you have your 2 climate vents and then 2 USB-C ports, as well as your seat back pockets on either seats. And one more thing up top, look at that. There's your 2 small reading lights. All right, folks, so here I am in the back seat of the Crown. This seat, me as a 6-foot person, I've set it for me. And as you can see, there's plenty of space for me here, just like a Camry's back seat. One thing to note is that because this car is so high off the ground, it's not a lot of space under the seat in front, so my feet can't actually go under there. So you're gonna have to sit a lot of times like this, and it's probably gonna be very tiring for your thighs. There's no thigh support. If you're in the middle, you do have a hump here, which I'm not sure why that is. There's no drive shaft, so I don't know what that's in there for. As far as headroom goes, there is a cutout up here, which actually does help with the headroom a lot. Though if you lean forward, my head is fine at 6 feet, but if you're 6'3", 6'4", you're definitely gonna hit your head up here. This car does feel smaller than it actually is, and I honestly feel like this is smaller than a Camry. I don't know why it feels that way, but there were a couple of people who stopped by to see the car while I was filming the video, and they had the same impression I did as well. I did not tell them, but they said this feels smaller too, so maybe something to think about. Now, if you want to put child seats back here, I showed you the lower anchors that are on either side seats, and then there's upper anchors up there as well. So if you want to put 3 seats here, you can definitely use that and put the third seat in the middle. Although if you're going to put 3 seats in here, you're going to have to really make sure they are not very wide. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to fit 3 in here. If you don't have a middle passenger here, then it won't feel small, because then you got this whole thing to yourself and you can just do one of these. Also, if you don't have a middle passenger, put this down for your armrest. 2 cup holders inside, very simple up here. And that's pretty much it. There's really not much going on back here. All right, folks, so this was the 2023 Toyota Crown. Let me know what you guys thought about this video in the comment below. What do you guys think about the Crown? Do you think it's a real good Avalon replacement? I personally think it feels a little bit smaller even than the Camry, but maybe it's just me. Maybe if you guys had a chance to sit in a Crown, let me know what you guys thought about it. And if you guys have made it all the way to the end here, salute you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing for future videos like these. It'll really help me out a lot. So with that said, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.